Krishna. Thank you, Radhika Mataji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Okay. So, how many participants it shows, Prabhu?
4 participants probably.
Oh, okay. So 4 participants, or Atul, Sani Prabhu, then Anshi Mataji, then Giraj Das, then Ankita Mataji. Okay. आज 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 जो क्विज है वो थोड़ा सा ट्विस्ट डाल दिया प्रभु जी ने. हर बार तो ट्रू 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 होता है, आज थोड़ा सा ट्विस्ट डाल दिया. और वो उग्रशवा also not so common.
Yes.
है ना. और वो सबको आज बढ़िया ट्रू 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 एवरीथिंग, आज ट्विस्ट डाल के डाल दिया. ठीक है, इट्स नाइस, गुड रिविजन. क्योंकि जो नहीं याद आता उसको करते हैं तो गलत भी होता है, कोई बात नहीं, बिकॉज देन वी अंडरस्टैंड दिस द राइट वन. सो वो रह जाता है. कल हमारा ब्रेक हो गया. संडे को हम लोग नहीं कर पाए बिकॉज वी वर इन वृंदावन, और वहां से बस में आते हुए हम लोग नहीं कर पाए, और वापस आके तो ओके. सो Hare Krishna and Pranam dear devotees. So we'll begin our reading of Srimad Bhagavatam. तो आज जो है हमारा ये बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण श्लोक है जो आज हम करने लगे हैं. और ये जो 2 श्लोक हैं 6th और 7th, तो ये बताते हैं कि व्हाट इज द फर्स्ट क्लास रिलीजन. आज एक्चुअली राधिका माता जी के यहाँ क्लास थी 5 to 6, तो उसमें लोग पूछ रहे थे कि वो पंचोपासना क्या होती है, और वो 5 देवी देवता का लिखा हुआ है. सो आई वाज ट्राइंग टू एक्सप्लेन कि व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ रिलीजन एंड व्हाट इज आवर डेस्टिनेशन इज अ कंप्लीटली डिफरेंट थिंग. सो जो दिया है हमारे आचार्यों ने, और जो स्पेशली जो गौड़ीय वैष्णव के अंदर, तो वो इट इज द हाईएस्ट धर्म. और कैसे जिस धर्म को लोग बोलते हैं कि जिसको धर्म हम जनरल से मानते हैं, तो वो इस तरह से धर्म नहीं है. सो वो धर्म क्या है, भागवत धर्म. तो उनसे यही बात कर रहे थे, वी वांट टू फॉलो दैट धर्म व्हिच वाज प्रैक्टिस्ड बाय प्रहलाद महाराज, ध्रुव महाराज, अम्बरीश महाराज, जनक महाराज, like this, सुखदेव गोस्वामी, व्यासदेव, ब्रह्मा जी, सो नारद जी, बलि महाराज. सो दैट धर्म वी वांट टू फॉलो. बहुत सारे धर्म हैं, बट जो परो धर्मो क्या है, परम धर्म क्या है, सो दैट वी विल नो टुडे. इट्स अ वंडरफुल वर्स. Post these verses 1 to 6 and 1 to 7, they give a definition of what is real religion, like this. So we'll begin. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadameyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय. जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. Okay, so ये one of the most important verses of Srimad Bhagavatam. सवै पुंसा परो धर्मो यतो भक्तिरधोक्षजे अहेतुकी अप्रतिहता ययात्मासु प्रसिद्धति. Word to word translation. sa, that, vai, certainly, pumsam, for mankind, para, sublime, dharma, occupation, yata, by which, bhakti, devotional service, adhokshaje, unto the transcendence, ahetuki, causeless, apratihata, unbroken, yaya, by which, atma, the self, suprasiddhati, completely satisfied. Translation and prepared by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation: the supreme occupation, dharma, of all humanity is that by which men can attain to loving devotional service unto the transcendent Lord. Such devotional service must be unmotivated and uninterrupted to completely satisfy the self. So, supreme dharma, param dharma क्या है? Is a bhakti. भगवान की भक्ति, किस देवी देवता की भक्ति नहीं, भगवान की भक्ति. और ऐसी भक्ति, और भक्ति वो होनी चाहिए जो अहेतुकी, मतलब कि जिसका इट इज नॉट डन फॉर एनी मोटिव. इट इज आई हैव नो हेतु. मेरा उसके पीछे कोई अपना स्वार्थ नहीं है कि मैं भगवान की भक्ति करूंगा, भगवान के धाम जाऊंगा, भगवान की भक्ति करूंगा. चलो धाम जाना तो फिर भी ठीक, इट्स अ पॉजिटिव मोटिवेशन, बट मुझे यहाँ ठीक होगा, मेरा शांति होगी, लाइक दिस. इट इज नॉट, आई डोंट हैव ए, आउट ऑफ लव आई एम डूइंग. I'm not doing as a duty also. So there should not be motive behind it, and uninterrupted. Ahetuki apratihata. So that will completely satisfy the soul. So now we read the purport. It's a wonderful purport. In this statement, Sri Suta Goswami answers the first question of the Naimisharanya, of the sages of Naimisharanya. The sages had asked him to summarize the whole range of revealed scriptures and present the most essential part so that the fallen people or the people in general might easily take it up. The Vedas prescribe two different types of occupation for the human being. One is called Pravritti Marg, the path of sense enjoyment, and the other is called Nivritti Marg, or the path of renunciation. The path of enjoyment is inferior, and the path of sacrifice for the supreme cause is superior. The material existence of the living being is a diseased condition of actual life. Actual life is spiritual existence or Brahma Bhuta existence, where life is eternal, blissful, and full of knowledge. Material existence is temporary, illusory, and full of miseries. There is no happiness at all. There is just the futile attempt to get rid of miseries, and temporary cessation of misery is falsely called happiness. तो सुख किसको मानते हैं कि अगर दुख ना आए तो वो सुख है. क्योंकि संसार दुख से भरा है, तो जब दुख नहीं आता, so we accept that as a sukh. But that is not the meaning of real happiness. Because the soul is after anand. Soul is not looking after cessation of miseries. Therefore, the path of progressive material enjoyment, which is temporary, miserable, and illusory, is inferior. But devotional service to the Supreme Lord, which leads one to eternal, blissful, and all-cognizant life, is called superior quality of occupation. कल भी जब हम बस में आ रहे थे तो एक प्रभु जी, I was just speaking how was the experience and everything, and एक बता रहे थे उसमें से कि मैं बड़ी जगह गया हूँ, some XYZ, organizations, और वो एक का बता रहे थे कि हमसे चिट पे लिखवाते हैं कि बताइए आपकी क्या इच्छा है, आपको क्या चाहिए. चिट पे लिख के देना पड़ता है उनको कि व्हाट इज योर एस्पिरेशन इन लाइफ, व्हाट डू यू वांट. घर चाहिए, हस्बैंड चाहिए, वाइफ चाहिए, पैसा चाहिए, कार चाहिए, क्या चाहिए, जो चाहिए लिख के दो. एंड दे ट्राई टू थ्रू पॉजिटिविटी और व्हाटएवर टू ट्राई टू गेट इट. पर आप देखिए ये भागवत के संदेश से कितना 180 डिग्री से व्हाट इज रियल रिलीजन. तो यहाँ पर कितना boldly लिखा गया है, the material existence of the living being is a diseased condition of actual life. So this just because we got material body in itself means we are diseased. ये कोई spiritual organization और so-called organization नहीं बताती है. So because everybody is after followers, and Prabhupada used to say कि diamond shop में बड़े कम लोग आते हैं. तो जो भागवत धर्म है ये बिल्कुल ऑपोजिट है. एंड श्रीमद् भागवतम स्पेसिफिकली हम बार बार चर्चा करते हैं कि जो भी लिखा है एवरीथिंग विल पियर्स आवर हार्ट, बट इट विल टच आवर सोल, because it is what a soul is hankering after. So those of you who want to read can also raise the hand, so we can read turn by turn. So, but devotional, sorry, Hare Krishna. But devotional service to the Supreme Lord, which leads one to eternal, blissful, and all cognizant life, is called the superior quality of occupation. So दो हो गए, एक material, एक inferior occupation, एक superior occupation. Like this. So there are two occupations. Sometimes we think just doing this material occupation is a goal of life. But Bhagavatam says no. You to find the superior occupation. Okay. Okay. Yes, Ankita Mataji, go ahead. You can do.
Prabhuji, from where actually I just lost the.
Okay, Mataji, from here. This is sometimes polluted when mixed with.
This is sometimes polluted when mixed with the inferior quality. For example, adoption of devotional service for material gain is certainly an obstruction to the progressive path of renunciation. Renunciation or abnegation for ultimate good is certainly a better occupation than enjoyment in the diseased condition of life. Such enjoyment only aggravates the symptoms of disease and increases its duration. Therefore, devotional service to the Lord must be pure in quality, that is, without the least desire for material enjoyment. One should therefore accept the superior quality of occupation in the form of the devotional service of the Lord without any tinge of unnecessary desire, fruitive action, and philosophical speculation. This alone can lead one to perpetual solace in his service.
Correct. So अगर हम भक्ति कर रहे हैं अर्थ के लिए, अपने दुख निवारण के लिए, अपनी सेहत के लिए, पैसे के लिए, किसी और चीज के लिए, so then it is not pure devotional service. It comes in the realm of a business transaction. That I'm doing this for this. So there is a very fine line to demarcate karmakand and bhakti. Then one should not do punya. ये बहुत जरूरी है देखना कि एज ए भक्त आई एम नॉट कलेक्टिंग पुण्य, रादर आई एम डूइंग भक्ति. सो बिकॉज पुण्य कलेक्ट करते रहेंगे इस तरह से, इस विचारधारा से, तो देवलोक में चले जाएंगे, स्वर्गलोक में चले जाएंगे, है ना. पर अगर भक्ति करेंगे तभी वैकुंठ जाएंगे. और भक्ति का मतलब है शुद्ध भक्ति. Though we are practicing devotion, we are not performing bhakti, but still we must understand that bhakti means it is not done for any motive. अहेतुकी अप्रतिह. So इसीलिए यहाँ लिखा, ये very strictly देखिए भागवतम के शुरू के अध्याय में आ रहा है कि real dharma should not be done for artha or kama or even moksha. Like this. It should be only done for the pleasure of life, pleasure of Lord, and then it is called bhakti. And it has to be done 24/7, like this. Yes, Mataji.
We have purposely denoted dharma as occupation because the root meaning of the word dharma is that which sustains one's existence. A living being's sustenance of existence is to coordinate his activities with his eternal relation with the Supreme Lord Krishna. Krishna is a central pivot of living beings, and he is the all-attractive living entity or eternal form amongst all other living beings or eternal forms. Each and every living being has his internal form in the spiritual existence, and Krishna is the eternal attraction for all of them. Krishna is the complete whole, and everything else is his part and parcel. The relation is one of the servant and the served. It is transcendental and is completely distinct from our experience in material existence. This relation of servant and the served is the most congenial form of intimacy. One can realize it as devotional service progresses. Everyone should engage himself in that transcendental loving service of the Lord, even in the present conditional state of material existence. That will gradually give one the clue to actual life and please him to complete satisfaction.
ये आत्मा सुप्रसिद्धति और ममे वंशो जीव लोके जीव भूता सनातना. So we are part and parcel of the God, and the duty of a part and parcel, or the role or the dharma of a part and parcel is to serve the whole, like this. So this should be our consciousness. Thank you, Mataji. Yes, Prabhu. Next sloka. Next, who's there? Anupama Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Okay. Yes, Dhanupama. I'll just read the shloka, Mataji. Then you do word by word. So, agla shloka. This is also telling about dharma only. Vasudeva Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojita Janyatya Ashu Vairagyam Jnanam Cha Yad Ahetukam. Yes, Anupama Mataji. Go ahead.
Vasudev, unto Krishna, Bhagavati, unto the personality of Godhead, Bhakti Yoga, contact of devotional service, Prayojita, being applied, Janayati, does produce, Asu, very soon, Vairagyam, detachment, Jnanam, knowledge, Cha, and Yat, that which, Hetukam, causeless. Translation. By rendering devotional service unto the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, one immediately acquires causeless knowledge and detachment from the world. Purport. Those who consider devotional service to the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna to be something like material emotional affairs may argue that in the revealed scriptures, sacrifice, charity, austerity, knowledge, mystic powers, and similar other processes of transcendental realization are recommended. According to them, bhakti, or the devotional service of the Lord, is meant for those who cannot perform the high grade activities. Generally, it is said that bhakti cult is meant for the Shudras, Vaishyas, and the less intelligent women class. But that is not the actual fact. The bhakti cult is the topmost of all transcendental activities, and therefore it is simultaneously sublime and easy. It is sublime for the pure devotee who are serious about getting into contact with the Supreme Lord, and it is easy for the neophyte who are just on the threshold of the house of bhakti. To achieve the contact of Supreme Personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna, is a great science, and it is open for all living beings, including the Shudras and Vaishyas, women, and even those lower than the low-born Shudras, so what to speak of the high-class men like the qualified Brahmins and the great self-realized king. The other high-grade activities designated as sacrifice, charity, austerity, etc., are all corollary factors following the pure and scientific bhakti curve. The principle of knowledge and detachment are the two important factors on the path of transcendental realization. The whole spiritual process leads to perfect knowledge of everything material and spiritual. And the result of such perfect knowledge are that one becomes detached from the material affection and become attached to spiritual activities. Becoming detached from material things does not mean becoming inert altogether. As man with a pure fund of knowledge think. Nishkam karma means that undertaking activities that will produce good or bad effect. Negation does not mean negation of the positive. Negation of the non-essentials does not mean negation of the essential. Similarly, detachment from material forms does not mean nullifying the positive form. Sorry. The bhakti cult is meant for realization of the positive form. When the positive form is realized, the negative forms are automatically eliminated. Therefore, with the development of the Bhakti Kal, with the application of positive service to the positive form, one naturally becomes detached from the inferior things and he becomes attached to the superior things. Similarly, the Bhakti Kal, being the supermost occupation of the living being, leads him out of material sense enjoyment. That is a sign of a pure devotee. He is not a fool, nor is he engaged in the inferior energies, nor does he have material values. This is not possible by dry reasoning. It is actually happened by the grace of the Almighty. In conclusion, one who is pure devotee has all other good qualities, namely knowledge, detachment, etc. But one who has only knowledge or detachment is not necessarily well acquainted with the principle of Bhakti Kal. Bhakti is a supermost occupation of the human being.
तो ये हाँ, इसका ये क्या है कि भक्ति की देवी के जैसे बोलते हैं कि दो पुत्र हैं, ज्ञान और वैराग्य। तो जब हम भक्ति करते हैं, तो जब हम भक्ति करते हैं, सो ज्ञान और जो वैराग्य है वो अपने आप आ जाता है। और ऐसा नहीं है कि जो लोग भक्ति कर रहे हैं दे आर जस्ट डूइंग आउट ऑफ सेंटिमेंट्स, बार बार। आज भी जो क्लास हो रही थी उससे पहले जिसकी बात कर रहा था, राधिका माता जी ग्रुप के लोग बोल रहे थे भाव से करना चाहिए प्रभु जी, नियम का क्या है। बट नियम करना बहुत जरूरी है। सो इसीलिए इट इज जस्ट नॉट सेंटिमेंट, बट ज्ञान और वैराग्य ग्रेजुअली दे कम बाय द मर्सी ऑफ द लॉर्ड। ऐसा नहीं है कि दे डोंट अंडरस्टैंड। They are the greatest philosophers. You see, Jeev Goswami is considered in last 300 years the greatest, or 500 years, the greatest philosopher ever lived. So they are very knowledgeable, but they don't want to show off. And from Cheshtarupa, from Sadhana Bhakti, we go to Bhav Bhakti, where Bhav becomes more important. But at our stage, we also need to go through the rules and regulation. And everything, that a devotee is not a foolish, that's why Prabhupada is writing, neither he has any engaged in inferior, engagement, nor he has any material desires. But he's doing bhakti in an intelligent way, and gradually, dadami buddhi yogam tam. So जो भगवान है, कृष्ण है, वो स्वयं परमात्मा रूप में है, बैठे हैं, और वो हमें बुद्धि देते हैं. And then all good qualities like knowledge and detachment, they automatically come. We don't have to artificially cultivate detachment or knowledge. They automatically come. इसी consciousness में हमें भागवत पढ़नी चाहिए. We should not read Bhagavad to understand, to know stories and to the flow. No. We should read Bhagavatam just to serve Bhagavatam. If we read in that consciousness, then whole Bhagavatam can be revealed to us just by one verse. Chatushloki, the Bhagavatam was spoken by Brahmaji to Krishna in just 4 shlokas. In 4 shlokas, they understood everything. So now it is expanded to 18,000. Then with purports, more expansion like this. The whole thing could be explained in one verse only. So we should read Bhagavatam in that consciousness. Yes, Prabhu. Next shloka. Okay. Dharma swanishtha pumsam vivakshena katha suya notapade dyati ratim shrammevahi kevalam. अब ये स्ट्रिक्ट होते जा रहे हैं. अब सुनिएगा कि ये जो 8 से लेके 13 तक है, ये बताएंगे कि व्हाट इज ऑक्यूपेशनल एंगेजमेंट एंड व्हाट इज भगवत भक्ति, इनमें क्या फर्क है. सो ओके, हु इज नेक्स्ट? यस, शिवानी माता जी, गो अहेड.
The occupational activities a man perform according to his dharma, occupation, swanusthita, executed in terms of one's own position, pumsam, of humankind, vishvakshena, the personality of Godhead, plenary portion, kathastu, in the message of, what is, not, utpadayat, does produce, yadi, if, ratim, attraction, shramaha, useless labor, ev, only, he, certainly, kevalam, entirely. Translation. The occupational activities a man perform according to his own position are not only so much useless labor if they don't provoke attraction for the message of personality of Godhead. But There are different occupational activities in terms of men's different conception of life. To the gross materialistic who cannot see anything beyond the gross material body, there is nothing beyond the senses. Therefore, his occupational activities are limited to concentrated and extended selfishness. Concentrated selfishness centers around the personal body, that is generally seen amongst the lower animals. Extended selfishness is manifested in human society and centers around the family, society, community, nation, and the world, with a view to gross bodily comfort. Above all these gross materialistic are the mental speculator who hover aloft in the mental sphere, and their occupational duties involve making poetry and philosophy or propagating some ism with the same aim of selfishness, limited to the body and the mind. But above the body and mind is the dormant spirit soul, whose absence from the body makes the whole range of bodily and mental selfishness completely null and void. But less intelligent people have no information of the needs of the spirit soul. Because foolish people have no information of the soul and how it is beyond the purview of the body and mind. They are not satisfied in the performance of their occupational duties. The question of the satisfaction of the self is raised herein. The self is beyond the cross body and subtle mind. He is potent, active principle of the body and the mind. Without knowing the need of dormant soul, one cannot be simply with emolument of the body and soul. The body and the mind are but superfluous outer coverage of the spirit soul. The spirit soul's need must be fulfilled. Simply by cleansing the cage of the bird, one does not satisfy the bird. One must actually know the needs of the bird himself.
Thank you, Mataji. So there are two duties. One is called in Sanskrit Namittik Dharma. Namittik Dharma means temporary duties. And one is Sanatan Dharma, which means our eternal duty. So Namittik Dharma and Sanatan Dharma. And if we do only Namittik Dharma and we don't do Sanatan Dharma, then it is just a useless labor. Saying. Thank you, Mataji. Okay. Nidhi Mataji, you can.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. The need of this. 1 second. The need of the spirit soul is that he wants to get out of the limited sphere of material bondage and fulfill his desire for complete freedom. He wants to get out of the covered walls of the greater universe. He wants to see the free light and the spirit. That complete freedom is achieved when he meets the complete spirit, the personality of Godhead. There is a dormant affection for God within everyone. Spiritual existence is manifested through the gross body and mind in the form of perverted affection for gross and subtle matter. Therefore, we have to engage ourselves in occupational engagements that will evoke our divine consciousness. This is possible only by hearing and chanting the divine activities of the Supreme Lord, and any occupational activity which doesn't help one to achieve attachment for hearing and chanting the transcendental message of Godhead is said herein to be simply a waste of time. This is because other occupational duties, whatever ism they may belong to, cannot give liberation to the soul. Even the activities of the salvations are considered to be useless because of their failure to pick up the fountainhead of all liberties. The gross materialist can practically see that his material gain is limited only to time and space, either in this world or in the other. Even if he goes up to the Swarglok, he will find no permanent abode for his hankering soul. The hankering soul must be satisfied by the perfect scientific process of perfect devotional service.
Thank you, Mataji. So, अगर हम भक्ति योग करते हैं, so इससे perfectly perfect a scientific process. Prabhupada is saying it's satisfied by perfect scientific process means, we understand what is science means. Science means theory, and what we understand in theory, agar usko practically apply karenge, so every time you get the same solution. Like Guru Maharaj used to say 2 atoms of hydrogen and 1 atom of oxygen, H2O, then it will create water. It's similarly, if we follow the process of bhakti, automatically the soul will be satisfied, automatically will get gyan, automatically viragya will be developed. So if we are not, if we are not, not getting, gyan, or we are not getting detachment, what does it mean? It means we are not following the process properly. That is the meaning, that our hearing, our Shravanam Kirtan is weak. So what needs to be done to get detachment is not to do artificial detachment, is to increase our dose of Shravanam Kirtanam. Like this. और यहाँ लिख भी रहे थे कहीं बीच में प्रभुपाद कि किस तरह से कि अगर कि एनी एक्टिविटी, कोई भी कार्य अगर करते हैं और अगर वो हमारा श्रवणम कीर्तन या भगवान के प्रति अगर वो नहीं बढ़ाता है तो वो एक्टिविटी का कोई फायदा नहीं. Whatever we may do, so it has to increase. Many people they just do Gopal Seva and they feel we are doing. Yes, it is better than not doing, but it has to end in Shravanam Kirtanam. That I want to chant my Gopal's name. I want to hear about Krishna. What does it do? Because how will you develop prem with somebody if you don't know what the person does? वो क्या करता है, क्या खाता है, क्या पीता है, उसको क्या अच्छा लगता है, वो बाकियों के साथ किस तरह से बिहेवियर करता है. If we don't know the person, then how will we fall in love with the person? है ना? So this is the thing that we must develop this. We do our duties, naimittik dharma, but we should also do the dharma of the soul. जैसे पहले पढ़ रहे थे कि that the bird and the cage. So cage has to be kept neat and clean, but the bird also has to be fed. Otherwise, the cage is just gross body. Soul has to be done. So thank you so much. If anybody has any question, we can take. Otherwise, we'll end this. Hare Krishna. Yes. Ronnie Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu, I had a question.
Yes.
Prabhu, you talked about Naimittik Dharma and Sanatan Dharma, and earlier we also read about Bhagavatam teaching Bhagavad Dharma. So there was one question from a devotee as well. What is it? Is Sanatan Dharma and Bhagavad Dharma same?
Same. Yeah, because Bhagavad Dharma is, directly connects, and Sanatan Dharma, to understand, it's an indirect way of saying Bhagavad Dharma. So Sanatan Dharma means Dharma of the soul. So what is it now? People get confused. What is the Dharma of the soul? So Dharma of the soul is to do Bhagavad Bhakti. So we also call it Bhagavad Dharma, also like this. Like, there are different terms, in Sanskrit, there are different terms. But yes, Sanatan Dharma means, the Dharma of the soul. Because that is Sanatan. Soul is Sanatan. Some people think Sanatan Dharma we say because soul is Sanatan. Yes, soul is Sanatan, but Sanatan, the soul has a Dharma. What is the Dharma? Tell me, what is the Dharma of the soul? To serve. है ना? जो प्रभुपाद ने भी पिछले अभी हम पढ़ रहे थे पढ़ में. So that people don't understand. So, but when you say Bhagavad Dharma, it means directly we are serving the lotus feet of Krishna. Like that.
And that slok tells us, na? Savi pumsam paro dharma yato bhakti radhokshaja. Bhakti radhokshaja is the dharma.
Yes. Paro dharma. What is the transcendental dharma? Yes. Bhakti yoga. So that Sanatan Dharma is the Bhakti yoga.
Okay.
Like that.
Okay.
So thank you so very much for connecting, and I request again, जो प्रभु जी लोग सब इतनी आप लोग मेहनत करके वो क्वेश्चन बना रहे हैं, somebody is making the quiz, somebody is posting, so please appreciate their hard work, and by appreciating means we participate in the quiz, so they feel also inspired, and it is so nice. आज मैं quiz पढ़ रहा था, वो उग्र श्रवा, I had to scratch my head. What is ugra श्रवा? Then I was Sut Goswami, like, I found what is Ugra Shava, and then quickly I found, Sut Goswami. But now I will remember it, because now I couldn't remember, now I remember, so it will stay, So इसीलिए मैंने देखा भक्ति में मेरा यही अनुभव रहा है, आप गलतियां करते हो, especially devotees सामने, आपको याद रहती है. It is a benefit of making mistakes in front of devotees. सो क्विज तो इतनी मिस्टेक ऐसे नहीं है, बट जो रखते हैं जहाँ समझ में आता है गलती हो गई, देन वी रिमेंबर दैट लाइक दिस. So please attend the quiz, as it's a revision also for all of us. So we'll end the session. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubheva patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namo. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Granth Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnavinda ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. And we need a B negative blood group. So one we've got, Parmeshwari Mataji has B negative. But Prabhuji also, Shamvihari Prabhu will get some hospitalization. He has some small surgery. So, but she will give. But अगर और कोई हमारे ग्रुप में मिल जाए जिनका B नेगेटिव ग्रुप हो, it's just a 3-year-old kid जिनकी सर्जरी होनी है कल 11 बजे. So please find and let me know, and you can give directly also Raghav Pandit Prabhu's number. Hare Krishna.
प्रभु जी, आपने उनसे बात करी थी? They can exchange the
हाँ,
blood.
अभी नहीं की माता जी. हाँ, क्योंकि अभी दिया था तो तब तक परमेश्वरी माता जी का फोन आ गया था बीच में. सो अब हम कर देते हैं माता जी.
मैं भी मतलब हम जैसे मैं भी बी पॉजिटिव हूँ, तो बाकी सब भी आई थिंक काफी लोग बी पॉजिटिव है. सो मे बी वी कैन गिव बी पॉजिटिव ब्लड ग्रुप, एंड अगर वो एक्सचेंज करके दे दें तो.
यस माता जी. सो आई विल कॉल देम नाउ माता जी. अगर खुले होंगे तो आई विल कॉल देम.
I think, yeah.